Many of you at SCF over the years will have met my dad. And last March 25th, or rather March 2020, 25th, he was 100 years old. And quite a number of you who know my family well will know that we had to abandon all his 100th birthday celebrations because the first national lockdown came on the 23rd of March. And he made the decision at that point, my sister was with him then, preparing for his 100th birthday. He made the decision to stay in Deal, around people that he knew well, and sit that first lockdown out in his own surroundings. So his 100th birthday was a washout. Came to his 101st birthday this March 25th, and we're still in lockdown restrictions. Not quite as severe, but in terms of party, celebration, households mixing, family gathering, like nothing was going to be possible. So we had some plans put in place for Zoom calls and to everyone to be in touch with him. But Tim, one of my sons, took a punt on emailing my dad's local MP to explain the circumstances and to say, if there's anything you might be able to do to help us celebrate my dad's 101st, like, could you let me know? MP got back to him and said, I'd really love to do something if I can. And the short version of the story is this, that the local MP, together with the Royal Marine Association in Deal and the local council, my father was a Royal Marine for 12 years prior to his police service in the Metropolitan Police. They pulled together a programme of events for my dad on his 101st birthday, and fortunately it was a glorious day. Chilly wind, as is often the case in Deal, but a really lovely day. At 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 ex-Royal Marine buglers turned up, marched onto the grass outside my dad's balcony. He lives on the first floor, and played him, together with some other ex-Royal Marines surrounding them, Happy Birthday and a number of other Royal Marine tunes. At 1 o'clock that same day, a member of the council arrived with photographer and with 101st birthday celebration cake, big celebration card that had been specially printed out and designed by their media team. And we had also invited my dad's friends because it was outside, and they were able to gather around and sing happy birthday to him and have a slice of cake, socially distanced of course. And that was great, and the councillor chatted with my dad, and that was just a very special moment. And also joining them at that time was a number of ladies who were ex-Wrens, because my mum was a Wren, but it was through the Royal Marines and the Royal Marine Wrens that my mum and dad met, and they had their ex-Wren scarves around, which for my dad, from a military point of view, so all these colours and all the significance was actually tremendous. And then at 3 o'clock, another ex-Royal Marine bugler who had served in his Royal Marine platoon with some a Scottish Highland platoon at one point, was fascinated by the bagpipes and had learnt how to play the bagpipes. He marched onto the grass together with representatives from the Royal Marine Association to play my dad Happy Birthday on the bagpipes and a number of other sort of like tunes. And my dad was, as you can imagine, was absolutely thrilled. At all these events, a member of the MP's office attended, and at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the MP herself made a personal call to my dad and had a letter sent from the House of Commons to him, celebrating his 101st birthday. And at the very beginning of the day, my sister was with him for these things, at the beginning of the day when he had his bacon sandwich, which was his breakfast of choice on his 101st birthday, the Royal Marine Association in Deal had been in touch with the Royal Marine Band, which is based in Portsmouth, and they had videoed a number of Royal Marine marching tunes and sent them to my sister, and she was able to play those to him during his breakfast on his 101st birthday. And when Anita saw all this coming together, she said, Mark, this is God's redemptive goodness and love for your dad. His 100th was a complete washout. His 101st wasn't going to be a lot better. But this has been something we could never have arranged as a family. And yet all these people have come together to give your dad a day that he will not forget. So we are so grateful that God has redeemed what was a pretty miserable occasion on his 100th, but on his 101st turned it into something great. And we're grateful to all those who made it possible too. We just thought you'd like to share that news, especially those of you who've known my dad over the years.